You've been playing ranked for a while now, and you want to push even harder to achieve a higher standing and a shiny new badge. Here are my 5 tips on how to get diamond. Please note that this video will mainly cover tactics and strategy because your aim and gun mechanics, while important, aren't absolutely critical in the lower to medium ranks. In most ranked games, you would probably be taking 1 or 2 fights maximum if you follow my strategy, and that will mostly be in the late game. Alright, here we go! Tip number 1. Do not hot drop. Save it for unranked. There are simply too many factors that will be completely randomized and based on chance if you hot drop. The first gun you land on, the number of people surrounding you, and the cars left after you finish fighting, even if you finish fighting. What we want is to minimize randomness in all our games. Do not hot drop even if 3 of your other teammates are going to Picado. Drop off into the distance on some random ass house. There will be enough loot for 1 person. And then you say, oh no, what's my next move then? Now we're moving on. Tip number 2. Secure a car. Now, watching PNC and PCS, cars are necessary for every single game in ranked, especially in the late circles, where stealth doesn't really mean that much. Mobility and cover are way more important, so the strategy is to park your cars up against rocks to have good cover against open fields. Wherever you feel the danger is coming from, park your car and hide behind it. It's much easier to peek out of and snipe people. And you also need them to cross terrain as fast as possible. Now you may ask, why are you always zooming across the map? And that leads into tip number 3. Move to the center of the circle. If you are decently looted up, move to the center of circle of phase 1 or 2. Most of the time, you will be in for the next few circles. Choose a compound that is easily defendable, and which means to say that if there are cars coming, they won't be able to crash into the site with cover. You should be able to shoot them from far away, and as soon as they crash in, they don't have any cover, they're in a bad position. It's easy for you to set up a defense, and holding position in the center of the circle will give you a great chance of being in the next 2 circles at least. Now, before we move on, I just want to say that 99% of you who watch my videos aren't subscribed. So if you do enjoy the content, hit that subscribe button to keep it coming your way. I will be putting out more videos on how to improve at ranked, so stay tuned. Thank you. Tip number 4. Don't be too picky with your loot. Just grab an AR and a DMR with the same ammo type and leave. You need like 3 first aids, 3 boosters, frags, and smokes. If you don't do too well with recoil, use an SMG. The UMP5 is the lowest recoil gun ever. You must have a few smokes. You will need them to revive teammates or provide some concealment. Smokes can be used offensively. If you are pushing into a building, you can throw a smoke outside the windows or inside their rooms to block the enemy's line of sight while you're trying to close the distance. Tip number 5. We are in the endgame now. Try to third party other fights. Now is the time to play aggressive. Even if you don't secure any kills, you are destroying enemy helmets, vests, tires. People won't have time to loot, and if you lower their armor, you might have an easier fight later. You destroy their vehicles, they won't be able to change positions quickly. All of this adds up, and it will help you in the end game.